the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight. The Next Gen Racing Light Electric Company Xfinity Series fires things off for race number 3, the round of 1 of the championship chase this season. How's it all going to go down? Who's going to make it through and still fight for a chance to walk away with the championship trophy this year? How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV Land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from the trackside here tonight. Drivers out there on some qualifying attempts here tonight. Track temperature starting to cool off just a little bit. We've seen it upwards of 108 degrees there in happy hour. There you can see that 9 of Travis Smith. He's going down the front stretch to begin his first time lap. And as those drivers turn in those laps, we will put them up there on the screen for you. But man, we've got a lot of drivers here on the outside looking in. We'll try to keep you updated on that information as the night goes on. But first, the driver's going to try to lay down a fast time here tonight in the Black Hawk Motorsports Pole Award qualifying session. That's right, 5 minutes for the drivers to try to put in their fastest time, and we are already 2 minutes into that 5-minute session, so it's going to be a very fast one once these drivers do begin to cross that start-finish line for the timing. And there you can see Dustin Ping. He's going to go top of the speed charts, 55.24. Dustin German. Brian Littleton says, thank you all. Have that now. 55. He won 11 out of the 80 Michelob Ultra machine. Kendall Lebron. He was fast in happy hour. He backs that time up. The 83 of Brandon Medford. Now going to take the top spot in that provisional pole position for the Blackhawk Motorsports Pole Award. 54.957 is the fast time here tonight from the Tricky Triangle right here, Pocono Raceway, the site of race number 18 out of this long 26 race week season. Steve Baker puts in his first time lap. He goes second on the speed charts. Baker was, I believe it was top 3 there in happy hour, so look for him. Katie Osmond also very fast. Troy Radford gonna go top of the speed charts. Quick time here tonight for that 94 Lucky Finn Project machine. 54.896. Radford with the Blackhawk Motorsports Pole Award for the time being, coming close to just about a minute and a half remaining here in qualifying. It's going to be very close for anybody to try to top that time from Radford. If they're not already on a flyer, I don't think they're going to have enough time. Damon Cox going to go 15th on his first time lap. Matthew McMeekin in the Ford 41 machine, he's back there in the 12th position, qualifying outside of the top 10. Travis Smith going to break out into a top 10. There you can see Christopher Spencer. He's coming around to begin his time lap. He's going to have one shot at it, and that's it. Spencer going to go 24th with his first time lap. Travis Smith now back to 11th. Steve Baker, Katie Osmond, 4th and 5th. Radford sits in that sweet spot right now with the pole position, 54.89.6. Out of that fast forward here tonight from Pocono, and with 30 seconds left, that's pretty much gonna do it. We're gonna step away from the track for just a brief moment, have a small commercial break, then we'll head trackside for the national anthem. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, their boats bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And back trackside as drivers begin to make their way through the final pre-race inspection and head to the starting grid. We're going to take this time, while we've got some free time on our hands, let's run down the championship standings here real quick for you. Let you get a grasp on just how close this championship run really is between a lot of these drivers involved here tonight. There you can see Steve Baker, Troy Radford, Joshua Spalding, Chris Medford, Brian Littleton, your top 5 of the points. But where it really begins to get tight is back here with Roy Hyde, Jimmy Hetrick, Chris Berg, Travis Smith, Mitchell Snare, Dustin Ping, Brian Snare. Whoa, that was interesting. All of those drivers very close with each other in those point standings. Just a handful of points will determine who gets in, who gets out. But you can see that 8 of Hunter Tate back there in that 15th position. He is not here tonight, so he is going to be the first driver officially eliminated from the chase here this season in the Next Gen Racing Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. So no longer chasing after a championship. Hunter Tate gonna fall. Oh my goodness, and what in the world have we got going on here? This is some very interesting stuff. Looks like, well, okay. We'll have to do this another way, it seems. Bear with us. We do apologize. Oh my goodness. As drivers begin to make their way to that starting grid, we'll see if we can't get this thing figured out, fixed up real fast for you. Okay, so we're going to have to do this another way, so bear with us. We do apologize for the brief moment here. Let's see if we can't go about it this way real quick. Ah, goodness. Back trackside as drivers begin to roll off of pit road. We begin the run to the end. You hear those flags and the bells in the background. You know what time it is. It's time to run down tonight's official starting lineup here for chase race number 3, starting inside row number 1, your Blackhawk Motorsports Bowl Award winner. Quick time tonight in qualifying, 54.896. The Lucky Finn Project Ford Mustang, piloted by Troy Radford. Just to his outside, the 45 O'Brien Snare, Brandon Medford, Steve Baker back in row number 2. Row number 3 tonight, the 88 of Katie Osmond, followed by Kendall Lebron. Back in row number 4, the 99 of Dustin German, the 43 of Mitchell Snare. Rounding out row number 5, the 80 of Brian Littleton, followed by the 84 of Chris Medford, Travis Smith, Dustin Ping. Back in row number 6, row 7 here tonight, Thomas Light, Matthew McMeekin, Greg Lehrman, Tyler Hilton. Gonna round out row 8, row 9, Damon Cox, Gordon Larson Jr., John Limbish, Jimmy Hetrick. Round out your top 20. Rest of the field looks a little something like this. There you can see Jason Tinder, Roy Hine back in 28. And that is your rundown for tonight's race. Pace car down and away. We're on the gas and green flag flies for the first time here tonight. Upstate Al, the boss man, gonna drop the green flag, and the driver's gonna drop the hammer. Troy Radford, your pole sitter, starts to head down into turn number 1. Looks like he's behind just a little bit, but does prevail down there on that inside lane. Now gets wound up, gets going. Off of turn number 2, still stacked up most of this field at the front, side-by-side battle. Kendall Lebron, and I believe that is Katie Osmond. Yes, it is that 88 machine down there on the inside lane. Steve Baker looks to do so in the tunnel turn. He'll fall in line after gaining a position. He's up 2 spots from 4th to 2nd. Whew. Fast-paced racing action already here. 80 laps here tonight, so drivers are going to have to be very mindful of how they take care of their tires. Tire wear will come into factor majorly here at the Trickier Triangle. We'll see those lap times slow down quite a bit as the course of the run continues out here tonight. Radford with about a half a second race lead. We do see a lot of drivers down there on that inside lane already. Looks like most drivers looking to get single file here already, so we'll jump back through the pack just a little bit. Back here with the 3rd, 4th, 5th place runners. And caution flag comes out. Looks like we've got trouble in the back of the field. The 46 of Justin Walters looks like he may have went around. Let's take a look at the replay. Oh, and there it is, big melee in that 46 around. Let's take one more look at it here. Oh. Looks like something may have broke there. Let's take one look back. We'll back up a little bit further. There you can see that 46 is already sideways. Let's go back, see if we can't see what happened here to that 46 machine. There you can see him on the outside. Gets a little loose, tries to correct it up into another car. Well, not so worse for the, could have been a lot worse is what I should say. That's going to put us under caution for the first time here tonight. We'll slow things to a crawl. I do believe it is 55 miles an hour behind. The iRacing pace car up here at the front of the field, still being led by your pole sitter, the 94 of Troy Radford. We'll wait to see if Radford pits this time or if he stays out, and we'll see if we can't get a word or two with the driver inside of that 94 Lucky Finn Project Ford Mustang who took the Blackhawk Motorsports Pole Award. We'll see if we can't get him here in just a few moments. Early caution here tonight. Very long night, 2.5 mile racetrack. Almost 200, right at 200 miles. Going to be laid down here tonight. The Next Gen Racing Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. And we have heard some of the drivers talk about the car being a little bit loose, especially off the exit of 3 there. That was off of turn number 1, and it looks like Kendall Lebron, he's going to go ahead and head down pit road. Lebron, one of those drivers that has to do something different here. He's sitting 48 points behind your points leader, Steve Baker, but the big number to look at right here is actually about 17 points. He's sitting about 17 points out of that cut spot. So he's got to make up some ground somewhere. He's going to have to finish at least somewhere around 17 positions better than Mitchell Snare, and he's running in the 7th position right now. So race fans, when you're in this kind of position, especially towards the end of these championship rounds, you're going to see these drivers have to do something on strategy. I mean, you can't do what everybody else does, or you're not giving yourself enough chance to win. So right now, Levron and that 28 crew, they are in a must-win situation. If not a win, it's got to be a top 3 if he's going to want to have any shot. So we'll have to see what the strategy is. Looks like a handful of drivers do come down pit road. Your top 15 stay out on track, so it looks like field being split already with the fuel strategy. May not necessarily be a tire strategy. Looks like drivers only in their box for about 3 to 4 seconds here on this pit stop. So it looks like just topping off with fuel is what most of the field was doing there, and that's going to play into a lot of strategy as well. Pocono, when the big boys come to play, we've seen it turn into a fuel mileage race before. Will we see that again? I tell you what, let's see if we can't grab a word or two with your race leader, your pole sitter here tonight. Let's see if we can't grab them real quick. We'll wait and see what the pace car lights do here. Let's see if we can't grab them real quick as the pace car lights go off. Let's see if we can't snatch a real quick word here with your Blackhawk Motorsports Pole Award winner, Troy Radford. It's Dave in the booth. You got me? Man, I'm doing good. Not as good as you in that fast Ford, man. Snatching the pole, leading the laps around here. I know we're about to go back green flag racing. We got like 2 miles, though, man. How's the car feeling? How you feeling about tonight? All right, my man. Well, as we get closer to go back green flag racing, head down, elbows up, and we'll see if we can't talk to you later. All right, there you go. Your Blackhawk Motorsports Pole Award winner, Troy Radford, getting some extra time out there. Kind of shocked at the speed there in qualifying. Nonetheless, he's in that top spot. He'll lead the field back to green flag racing this time around. Pace car going to bring him through the tunnel turn, down the short chute, and into turn 3. That's right. Turn 3, baby, right here. Tricky triangle. You don't need no turn 4. You got the best turn right here. We'll go back out front of the action as the iRacing pace car begins to make that left-hand turn there, waiting for Radford to jump on the gas, and there it is. Green flag flies once again here from the Tricky Triangle Pocono Raceway. Steve Baker's gonna make his presence known. He's gonna snatch that second spot again, but here comes that STP Petty Blue 45 of Brian Snare down to the inside, looking to take that second spot back away. Not gonna happen. Off of turn 1, they'll head down the backstretch, down Long Pond straightaway, nose to tail now. Osmond back behind Snare. Dustin German in line. Brian Littleton looking to make up some ground. He's up 3 spots from where he started tonight's race. Littleton came into tonight's race sitting about, I believe it is, 4th in the championship grid. So his hopes and dreams still alive, still safe here tonight. Radford looking to continue his championship run as well by leading this field. He's led all the laps so far here tonight. And a very long string of cars now begin to develop down the front stretch. Back across the line will stay nose to tail Front of the field, still being led by that Fast Forward Lucky Finn project, piloted by Troy Radford. Close little race there, and caution flag comes out once again. Lap number 7 will bring the field back to a crawl. We'll wait and we'll see what happened here. We'll go back, see if we can't find out what took place exactly. Let's see what brought the caution out. Back on the replay, and oh, the 86 just right across the nose of the 84. Oh my gosh, Chris Medford, that could be big. That could have big time chase implications here tonight. Oh my gosh. Medford able to continue on. We'll take one more look at it here. We'll see if we don't have a cockpit camera with Chris Medford here. One more look at it, see how it all took place. There you can see, the 86 just comes right down and, ooh. Not a lot of crinkle on the front end of that 84 machine, so he might be a little bit safe. But man, that is some pretty that's some pretty rough stuff there. Definitely beating in on the driver front. And we'll bring the field back towards the front. Steve Baker in the 55. There's the 45 of Brian Snare, Katie Osmond, Dustin German, Brandon Medford, Brian Littleton, Mitchell Snare, Travis Smith, and Matthew McMeekin round out your top 10 as we bring the field back to a crawl. Caution number 2 on the raceway so far here tonight. 8 laps out of the 80 scheduled in the official race distance. And you know what, race fans? Let's talk about these upcoming races. What do you say? Let's get some opinions going on out there. If you're watching, listening, tuning in, let us know what you think, what you're waiting for here. Next week, we begin this long 5-week run of racing here in the Next Gen Racing Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. We are going to be on the track from now all the way until August 22nd, taking a break on August 22nd. So the next round in the championship chase, all gonna be run back to back weeks. That's right, 3 straight weeks of racing here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Round number 2 gonna start at the big one, Talladega Super Speedway. That's right, we go plate racing next week. So drivers that are able to make their way into a championship spot gonna have to begin their run in the second round at Talladega Super Speedway. Then we'll head to Rockingham, North Carolina. That's right, The Rock. Gonna be one heck of a night. These Xfinity cars are gonna be quite a bit to handle at that rough and rugged old school track. Man, I love that place. Rockingham Motor Speedway, a great venue. Then we'll head just up the road to the beast of the Southeast. That's right, we'll visit the Queen City. Charlotte Motor Speedway gonna host the final race in the second round of this chase. So what do you think out there in TV Land? Which one do you think is gonna give us the biggest surprise winner? You know, I'm going to throw it out there on a limb, and I'm going to say I think Rockingham is going to bring us a winner that we're not quite expecting. I think Rockingham has the most potential to give us one of those chase drivers who's kind of really just needing a great run to show up and have a great run. I think that's where we're going to end up seeing a big momentum swing in this championship run. The Rock is going to be, it takes something special to get around that place. So I think we're going to be more surprised at what goes down at Rockingham Motor Speedway here in 2 weeks, as opposed to what we see restrictor plate racing next week. And you know what? We'll see if we can't start getting a few of these let's see if we can't get a few of these chase drivers into some conversations, maybe some in-car interviews, pass a little bit of the time that we have here under caution. Very long laps under caution here tonight. Over 2 minutes And these drivers are running under a 1 minute lap under power. So, I mean, that just lets you know right there just how long these pace laps truly are. More drivers to pit road the last time around under caution. Justin Walters, Jimmy Hetrick, Thomas Light, Robert Hetrick, Derek Robinson. Looks like Travis Arthur, Tim Woodson, Tyler Hilton, Doug Wasaki. They all came down to pit road last time around to get a little bit more fuel in their cells and try to extend the run just a little bit further than those top 13 that have stayed out the entire time. Good buddy Muth in the booth right there in that iRacing pace car. That's right, we're in Muth country up here in Pennsylvania, the Tricky Triangle. Great racing facility. You can find Muth there from time to time. Check them on out next time you head to Pocono Raceway. But check these drivers out as they go back. Green flag racing once again. Boss Man drops that green flag. Radford nails the loud pedal back down the front stretch. He's going to clear everybody as now Osmond's all over the tail end of Steve Baker. They'll stack up going into one. Baker drops to the bottom. Osmond goes to the top. Brian Snare, Dustin German going to drive to the bottom of the speedway. Brandon Medford now goes to the top. There goes Brian Littleton, that 8. He's followed by Travis Smith. They're looking to freight train down on the bottom lane. Let's look and see how they get the job done. There you can see the 80 of Littleton. He'll slot back in line. Travis Smith going to look to the inside of Brandon Medford. Can he make it stick? Big wiggle out of that 83 just off in front of Brian Littleton. Mitchell Snare in the 43 machine just the outside of the Caravan 9 Camaro piloted by Travis Smith. Both of those drivers battling to ensure their championship hopes and dreams. Both of those drivers 28 and 31 points back from your race, not your race leader, your points leader. So those two drivers battling side by side on the track, battling side by side in the point standings. 83 of Brandon Medford struggling on the outside of Brian Littleton. Now Littleton having to go to the inside. They'll run too wide through the tunnel turn. Man, how about this run right here by Brandon Medford in that 83 machine? He's been able to keep that spot. He's been able to keep the Zoe's Place Children's Advocacy Center machine up in front of Brian Littleton, and that stacked up the field for just a little bit. Travis Smith able to finally make his way by the 43 of Mitchell Snare, also getting by the 45 of Brian Snare. Both of those drivers needing very good runs here tonight. Another driver needing a good run. Let's check in on him. There's Dustin Ping inside that one machine. He's looking to try to take a spot away from Mitchell Snare. Ping stuck on the bottom right now, and it looks like Matthew McMeekin may try to make that spot up as well. John Wimbish a little bit sideways on entry of the tunnel turn. Man, there is some great racing action all over this speedway. There you can see 3-4 cars all under a blanket. The 43 of Mitchell Snare, Dustin Ping, Matthew McMeekin, John Wimbish now on scene. Here's Kendall Levron. And how about the man behind him? Championship contender Roy Hyde up 14 positions from where he started tonight's race. Roy is your biggest mover. That's right. He's got that Mission 22 hard charger across his chest right now, up 14 spots, and nobody even remotely close to him on that lap count. Roy Hyde taking that double O all the way from almost back in 30th, 28th to be exact. Up 14 spots, he sits inside the top 15 in 14th. We continue green flag racing here, lap number 14. Back at the front though, battle on the track. Troy Radford just out in front of Katie Osmond and Steve Baker going at it side by side. They'll head across the stripe, stack them up, and Dustin German right there ready to fight. He needs a solid run here tonight, doing exactly what he needs to do to try to continue his championship hopes and dreams. German, one of those drivers on the outside looking in here tonight. So he needs a very good run, and not necessarily in a must-win situation, but German is in a must top 5, if not a must podium here tonight. Drivers beginning to stretch themselves out just a little bit. Radford beginning to stretch his legs at the front of the field. Tiptoe through the tulips on a Sunday night right here at the Tricky Triangle Pocono Raceway. Radford out to a 7/10 advantage over Katie Osmond. Man on screen right there being hounded by Steve Baker. And I believe we do have an onboard shot. Yes, we do right there. Looking back from the roof right here of Katie Osmond, looking back at Steve Baker. There you can see just how close those drivers are. More drivers out here with some of these cameras. Let's jump back outside of your top 10. There's Matthew McMeekin, Kendall Lebron looking to the inside and hit the, whoa, close right there. Look at the run by John Wimbish in that Texaco Halloween black and red Ford Mustang down to the bottom of the short chute into turn 3. They'll gain a spot and take that away from Kendall Lebron. Lebron now sliding backwards. Man, some great camera shots out here all over the raceway. Looks like Gary Ragland has brought it to pit road. Not to his liking the way you want to enter pit road, but nonetheless, we stay green flag racing here almost a quarter of the way through the race. We'll jump around because there is a ton of racing action. And how about Chris Medford soldiering on here tonight? He got his machine fixed up. He is back out on track, well off the pace, multiple laps down, but he is still trying all he can to get all he can, because it's chase time, baby. You gotta get what you can get, especially in a cutoff race. Roy Hyde looking to gain some more spots there. You can see John Wimbish, Kendall Lebron stacked up. Roy Hyde, Matthew McMeekin. Oh, and there's Lebron into the outside wall. Kendall Lebron clips the outside wall in the 28 simracingmerch.com Ford Mustang, and he's going to slow down just a little bit, and that's going to let Craig Learman by. Whoa, big moment there. Damon Cox, the Iron Man, with some big trouble getting ready to go into turn 1. We're going to be 3 wide on the exit of turn 1. Looks like Damon Cox going to go ahead and yield that position, go back, double file. And as I was saying, race fans, man, crazy action all over this track. Great battles all over the raceway there. You can see Katie Osmond still has Dustin German, Steve Baker, Brandon Medford all in tow. Brian Littleton right here. Travis Smith just 3/10 back. Another 6/10 of a second back to Brian Snare. Mitchell Snare sitting in 9th, and Dustin Ping now rounds out your top 10. Brian Snare, Dustin Ping, both of those drivers needing to have a good run here tonight. So I tell you what, let's jump back here, check in on that STP Petty Blue turn 3. I believe he's got that turn 3 on that quarter panel. We'll take a look at it. Oh, went back with the STP stamp. It's all good. We still love you, Brian. Brian and Dustin Ping, they find themselves in a very precarious situation. They are both 34 points back. So essentially that cutoff line is a tie coming into tonight's race. Dustin Ping and Brian Snare tied on that last spot. And it comes down, if it comes down that they end up tied still somehow, I don't know how that would be possible here tonight with less laps led and things of that nature come into play. Most laps led, but it's going to be very hard to lead the most laps with Troy Radford out there leading the way that he has. And what has happened to Radford? He was up to a 1 second advantage, and now that is all the way under a half a second. What has happened? We'll jump up with your race leader, see if he's got any right side damage. That's going to be the telltale sign to see what happened to that Lucky Finn project. A Ford Mustang, Katie Osmond catching up quick. He is still gaining ground. And I don't know, maybe it's just the draft by those three cars lined up nose to tail, not really working against each other, kind of working with each other to run back down your leader. I don't know how they did it, but man, that has brought our top 8 all back within right at 2 seconds of each other, and that's going to get even closer as your top 4 are all within a second of each other now. Osmond back in striking distance, and now that these drivers in the front of this field have been out there on the track, 21 laps on the fuel cell here. Yes, we've had 2 restarts here already with two restarts with 2 caution flags. Able to extend the tires a little bit and able to extend the fuel a little bit, but how much gas were they really saving? As there is a big chunk of drivers through the field that still have 3 to 4, some 8 laps more of fuel in their fuel cells as they came to pit road under our last caution. And whoa, struggling a little bit off of turn 1 there. Radford gets sideways. Talk about a hornet's nest. Check out this 4-car battle. Mitchell Snare, Dustin Ping, John Wimbish, Roy Hyde all tucked up with each other. I tell you what, let's jump on board Dustin Ping as he looks to the outside. Looks to the outside going into turn 3. He'll pin Snare down at the bottom. Ping trying to roll that center, squeeze into the gas and watch the RPM gauge begin to raise. Dustin Ping gonna take that spot as you see Mitchell Snare slot in behind him just as fast as he can. And what a run there. Oh, and caution on the speedway. Caution comes out for the 3rd time here tonight. No. Looks like another championship contender may be in trouble. There's Kendall Levron all ready to pit road. Let's see what happened. Levron into the 82 again. And then just carnage from that point. We'll see if we can't get another look at it here high above the racetrack. Let's look one more time. There you can see the contact. Levron trying to slow down more and just more contact, unfortunately for him. Doesn't work out, and we'll go back live once again in front of the field with your race leader, the 94 of Troy Radford. Will the whole field come to pit road this time by? Or will we see yet another mix of drivers on the fuel strategy? Coming to right about a third of the way through tonight's race. If you haven't already, race fans out there in TV land, join us in the push to 2,000 subscribers. While you're there, drop these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave of the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Whether you're just sliding through to say hey, or you are the dedicated fan, friend, or family, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. And as these drivers head down pit road, we're going to head to a quick commercial break, but you won't miss any of the action as we stay next gen side by side. And well, looks like producers want me to go ahead and run down those chase standings for you. There you can see right there, drivers already locked into the chase and how the points really shake out for these drivers coming into the chase. And yeah, it looks like they're giving us a thumbs up now. So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be back right here at Pocono Raceway.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're gonna lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. Your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane, press and hold your reset button, and we'll come and get you.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And back track side as the drivers head back into the tunnel turn. iRacing pace car lights are out, and if you stayed glued to your screen, you seen we had our first lead change of the night. Dustin German going to take control of the race. Able to get off of pit road in front of Katie Osmond and Troy Radford, so he'll get the job done on pit road, and it doesn't matter how you get the lead. All it matters is that you've got the lead. Dustin German looking to pad his back pocket with a point here for leading a lap. iRacing pace car ready to duck off. We're ready to go back. Green flag racing once again. Green flag flies as German gets on the loud pedal and catches the field sleeping. Big push on that outside. 3 drivers all lined up with each other. Dustin gonna go to the high side, try to block that run that's beginning to develop on the high side. Katie Osmond gonna drop to the bottom. He's gonna look to the inside. He'll look for the race lead sideways through turn 1, side by side for the race lead. Dustin German, Katie Osmond, Steve Baker right there as well. Whoa, Osmond gonna cut the nose off of the 55 down the long pond straightaway down into the tunnel turn. They'll stay stacked up. And looking through this top 10, man, almost nothing but chase drivers up here in your top 10 right now. Only driver, not a chase driver, that 83 of a Brandon Medford. And now Osmond looks to get the power down off of 4 around the outside. He's going to get the job done. He'll go to the point. That'll give us our second lead change of the night. Third different leader, and looks like more trouble out there on the track. Caution gonna come back out once again. We'll see how it all happened. We'll see how it went down. Let's see, do believe we've got it now. Let's jump and find out what happened. Oh, and that just looks like too much brake dialed in right there. Kendall Levron, he was coming down into the corner, and it looks like he was running up on the tail end of Ray Radford here in the 47. There you can see that Toyota a bit slow. And Levron onto the brakes, on the binders, and, well, the car just kind of loops itself around. So we'll throw the caution flag for the 4th time here tonight, and the field will come back to a crawl. Katie Osmond at the point now. You know what? I tell you what. Let's see if we can't talk to somebody else. What do you say, race fans? Let's see if anybody wants to talk. Overhead camera shot here with the driver sitting in the 2nd position. There you can see Dustin German. Let's see if we can't get a hold of one of these championship chase drivers. Let's see if we can't dial up this guy right here. Let's see if we can't get him to put down that Michelob Ultra. Hey, Littleton, it's Dave in the booth. You got me? Oh, well, I figured you got a 5-point harness on. It's safe, right? Man, how you doing? How you feeling? How's the car for you tonight here at Pocono? All right. Well, you like the track. Does it have anything to do with the fact that it's somewhat of a home race for you? All right. Well, you're in good company, surrounded by teammates right now. You got Roy Hyde, Travis Smith lined up right there with you. You guys making your way towards the front of the field. Looking forward to next round, though, man. We've got 3 races all in a row. Talladega, Rockingham, Charlotte Motor Speedway. Which one is going to be your poison? All right, my man. When are you going to Texas? No, man, we're going to Rockingham after Talladega. Man, I tell you what, everybody's going to go to Rockingham. You can go to Texas if you want. I don't think it'll work in the points for you. All right, my man. Well, hopefully you keep that 80 clean for the rest of the race before we let you go. You want to give any shout-outs, anything like that while we got you? All right, well, there you have it. Dirty Air Racing's very own Brian Littleton sitting right there in the 7th position. He's going to have the hard charger right behind him, man. Roy Hyde, that guy, he has been on a tear. Double O up 20 spots from where he started tonight's race, holding on to that Mission 22 Hard Charger award right now. Only driver even close is Doug Wasaki, sitting back in the 15th position. He's up 15 spots from where he started tonight's race. So a huge run, a big run here tonight for the driver inside of that 34 machine. And there you can see him just behind Jeff Stiles, just in front of Thomas Light in that 98 machine. Damon Cox back there, as well as Matthew McMeekin. There's Craig Learman. And how about Christopher Spencer, that 2 machine? Highest running Toyota Supra in the field. There you can see him. He's outside row number 6 for this latest restart. And we'll jump back to the front as the field makes their way through the tunnel turn. We'll get ready to go back green flag racing once again here after the field has come to a crawl at lap number 30. Field going to cross the line this time by to begin lap number 31 out of the 80 laps scheduled in tonight's official race distance for chase race number 3 here in round number 1. We're going to reset the points after tonight. Drivers looking to make their way into the chase, and it's getting a little bit clearer here. We'll get to that after the restart, after Osmond nails the loud pedal, green flag flies, and he takes off. Dustin German with a little bit of a stumble on the restart. He'll drop back just a little bit. There's Steve Baker looking to the inside of Dustin German, and now Troy Radford looking to take it to the high side for a moment. Radford's looked to the high side, thought better of it. He'll stay in line on that outside lane. Looks like inside lane dropping back just a little bit. Tough restart there behind that 83 of Brandon Medford. And as we were talking about, that championship chase getting a little bit clearer here tonight. Hunter Tate, championship contender on the outside looking in, coming into tonight's race, was unable to make it to the track, so his night was over before it ever even got started. Kendall Levron involved in some race action and in trouble and out of the race, and caution flag flies once again here tonight at Pocono Raceway. This is going to be our 5th caution of the evening. Let's see what happened here. Looks like Gordon Larson Jr. may have been involved. There you can see contact between Doug Wasaki and Gordon Larson Jr. Then here comes Jimmy Hetrick. He piles in. He gets caught up involved. Looks like Robert Hetrick also caught up involved. We'll look at it one more time. There's that 48, and there's the 30 coming in. Nowhere to go. The 13 almost caught up and involved in it as well. But big time hit out of that 48. Oh my gosh, that was a rough little lick there inside of that 48. I tell you what, why don't we jump on board? We do have an onboard cockpit camera of that one. Let's ride with that 48. Coming to just a little bit late. We'll jump back at it one more time here. There you can see the smoke in the air. No! Ugh, that is... Ow. That is a rough little lick. We'll go back towards the front of the field, and you can hear the field getting quiet as drivers playing that fuel strategy game, cutting the car off, coasting as much as they can, trying to save as much as they can. Crew chiefs already in the ears. Cut it off, cut it off, cut it off. And drivers indeed doing just that, cutting it off, coasting behind the iRacing pace car. So as the field comes to a crawl, closing in on the cross sticks. Lap number 33 now underway. Under caution for the 5th time. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
And what do you know, Mike muted again. Hey, it's never a dull moment here with Dave, right? Overhead camera shot right there on board with your race leader, the 88 of Katie Osmond. He brings the field down the long pond straightaway, heading towards the tunnel turn. iRacing pace car lights are off. We'll get this thing fired off once again here on lap number, let's see, looks like it's going to be lap number 35 when we cross the line, taking the green flag this time around. 5 cautions on the evening. Right at the halfway point here tonight, and again, multiple chase contenders caught up and involved in some mess here tonight. Kendall Levron, his championship hopes and dreams are done and over with. He's out of tonight's race, scored back in 32nd right now. Hunter Tate didn't make the trip to the track, so he's out. Dustin German, Dustin Ping, Brian Snare, they're having some decent runs. They need some good runs. Jimmy Hetcher, Chris Medford, both the championship drivers with trouble. Pace car down and away. Lights are off, of course, but green flag flies once again as the boss man, Upstate Al, drops the flag on a Pocono Raceway. Once again, this tricky triangle has caught multiple drivers out there. You can see some of the front ends twisted up in the back of the pack. Whoa, big moment. Troy Radford gets super loose on the bottom in turns 1 there. Big stack up through the center portion of this field. There you can see Brian Littleton with a big push out of that 2 of Christopher Spencer going to the inside of the tunnel turn on Radford. There's Travis Smith stuck on the outside right there running with his teammate. Smith needing a good run here tonight. He sits inside your top 10, up 3 spots from where he started tonight's race. Ooh, close quarters here. Brian Snare, John Wimbish, man, I don't think you could have stuck a paper clip between the rear bumper of that 56 and the front end of that 45. John Wimbish right there in that Texaco Howling machine lined up behind Roy Hyde, who we go on board now. Looking at the 2 of Christopher Spencer, big run off of 1. Hyde looks to push, then looks to go to the outside, use the draft down the backstretch and into the tunnel turn. They'll stay stacked up for a moment. Roy Hyde still trying to make it work on the inside as Troy Radford losing a little bit of ground. We'll look at this little 3-4 car battle going on. Brian Littleton looks to make his way by the Lucky Finn Project Ford of Troy Radford, your Blackhawk Motorsports Pole Award winner. Whoa, big moment there coming off of turn 3 for Littleton. Smith, as well as a German in Radford, they all almost came together. Dustin German on a backward slide right here. That's going to slow the roll of the 94 quite a bit on that outside lane. Brian Littleton and Travis Smith both able to make their way by. Roy Hyde looking to gain a little bit here, but the run on the outside too much for him to battle with as Dustin German drops right down the track, right across the nose of that 00. Man, drivers gotta have your head on a swivel here tonight at Pocono. Man, I tell you what, Chris Metford able to get by Travis Arthur for 26th. And we talked about Chris Metford. He was involved in a very early incident, tore the car up quite a bit, and caution on the raceway. Trying to look to see what the caution is for, and we're not really seeing anything here. Nothing coming to light there. Oh, and there's some trouble back there. The 41 of Matthew McMeekin, he's spinning on the back stretch, on the front stretch. We'll take a look here. Oh, and there's the contact, hard contact. Kendall Levron. Oh my gosh. One more look at it. Kendall Levron just kind of sandwiched into that outside wall, and around the 41 goes, but big time impact by that 01 of Gordon Larson Jr. Man, I tell you what, one more look at that. There you can see, contact, more contact. Oh, my gosh. Nonetheless, back at the front, race leader, he's going to catch up to the iRacing pace car. Will bring the field to a crawl for the 6th time of the evening here tonight at Pocono Raceway. And as drivers will cross the checkered line, the start-finish line, this time by, they will receive the cross flags by the boss man of State Owl up there on the flag stand. So that will bring us to the halfway point. So why don't we run down a little bit of driver highlights and spotlights? What do you say? Front of the field, leading the pack right now, driver out of Herndon, Virginia, Ohio, and Indiana Roofing Company sponsored Sundrop Blackhawk Motorsports 88 machine. Katie Osmond has been to victory lane 3 times this season. Kenny making a 4th here tonight at Pocono. We'll have to wait and see if that is the case, if he can get the job done. And the driver right behind him, running in 2nd, Steve Baker. He's looking for his 5th win of the season. He is already locked in to round number 2, and he is sitting in a sweet spot if he wasn't. 55 of Steve Baker runs in 2nd. Back in 3rd place there you can see driver out of Indiana, Brandon Medford, running in the 3rd spot in that 83 Ford machine, and he's going to go back behind the walls. What do you know? Trying to do highlights and spotlights, and looks like our drone going behind the stands for a minute. Nonetheless, the Knightstown native running well here tonight at Pocono Raceway. Brandon Medford runs in 3rd. The driver sitting back in that 4th position out of Trouttville, Virginia. The Visualize Media diecast by Bobby Let's Party, AAA Entertainment, Ohio, and Indiana Roofing Company sponsored Blackhawk Motorsports. Driver Mitchell Snare runs in 4th, and he's needing a good run to make sure that he continues his quest for a championship. Snare runs in 4th. We spoke to him moments ago in the broadcast. Wellsboro, Pennsylvania's very own Michelob Ultra, Henningstrends.com, Jekyll Controls, Turn 3, Darkside Dave 9046 Designs, Michelob Ultra, Chevy Camaro, piloted by Brian Littleton, sits in the 5th spot. He's got his Dirty Air Racing machine dialed in, dialed up, and running towards the front. Littleton rounds out your top 5. We talked about him a moment ago. You see him just off in the background. This man right here inside that 00. Roy Hyde, championship contender, won the season opener here this season to guarantee himself at a championship spot in a spot on the grid in the championship chase. I'll spit it out eventually. I know I will. Hyde had a little bit of an up and down season, really, after that race when things kind of went awry for him for about the next 5 to 6 races. And then slowly but surely, those more consistent finishes began to rack up and pile up, and the points began to come back his way, and Hyde able to get in to the championship grid, even if he had to go the points route. And now Hyde looking to really move well into the round of two, get himself a little bit of bonus points with this Mission 22 hard charger that he's got in his back pocket. Hyde up 21 spots from where he started tonight's race, all the way back in 28th position. He now runs in 7th. With a few of your driver highlights and spotlights done with that, well, I tell you what, let's highlight this driver right here. Christopher Spencer inside of that 2 machine. There you can see him just behind Travis Smith, sandwiched in between Smith and John Wimbish right there. Highest running Toyota driver Spencer up 14 spots from where he started tonight's race. He's running well here tonight at the Tricky Triangle. So it looks like while a few of these drivers wishing they didn't have to see this track, a few of them are really loving it here in Pocono. And, you know, loving it in Pocono isn't something that's not familiar. Honeymoon capital of the world. That's right. You heard it first right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Pocono is your honeymoon capital of the world. Green flag flies as Katie Osmond nails the loud pedal. He'll scoot away from the 55 of Baker. Medford on the inside. Oh, a little bit of a blink there. Whole field goes crazy there. All right, things patched up, back up. Travis Smith gonna drop to the bottom, take that top 5 away from his Dirty Air Racing teammate. The 9 machine running well. Whoa, but a big moment there. That could have been bad. Not sure if that was the 43 or the 83, but they were absolutely sideways. It may be Brandon Medford a little bit out of whack there with some connection issues. Looks like we had him dropping just a little bit. So nonetheless, we'll switch around just a moment. There you can see the 9 of Travis Smith tucked in behind the 43 of Mitchell Snare. Christopher Spencer able to grab a spot from Brian Littleton. And we wonder what is this? Jump around the field just a little bit. Dustin Ping right there running in the 12th position. He's right behind Jeff Stiles. What in the world? Surely not everybody can be having this many issues. John Wimbish in the 56 machine, just behind the 00 of Roy Hyde. He's got Brian Snare tucked in behind him. Hyde all over the 9 of Travis Smith, who's struggling now as he got caught up behind the 2 of Christopher Spencer and Mitchell Snare. Smith drops back a little bit into the hands of his teammates. Littleton and Hyde right there running now, all inside of your top 10. A lot of close racing going on here. Troy Radford able to get by Thomas Light for the 13th position. Derek Robinson getting by Damon Cox for 17th. Damon Cox taking that position back. They'll switch and swap that spot back and forth another 2 times before it settles out. And Robinson scoots away from Damon Cox just a little bit back in the 17th position. Spot on track. 10th place battle going on as Katie Osmond opens up the race lead to a half a second over Steve Baker into the tunnel turn. moment for Jeff Styles. The 85 goes way up the track there in turn number 1 in the end of a disc golf machine. Dustin Ping, Brian Snare, they're going at it. 10th and 11th on the speedway. Jump around the track just a little bit, trying to bring in some more of the racing action, some more of the battles that are going on, because there are battles all over this raceway, really from about 3rd all the way back to 10th, all under a blanket, and really you can continue that out to about 14th if you really want to. There you can see Mitchell Snare sitting in that 4th position, and just a log jam of cars caught up right behind him. Travis Smith now under fire from John Wimbish. He's still tucked in behind Roy Hyde. There you can see your championship standing scrolling to the bottom of your screen here as we continue around the track. Lap number 46 out of the 80 scheduled here tonight for the Next Gen Racing Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. Less than 10 races remaining in the season. That's right, it's round number 1, chase race number 3 here in the championship rundown. 10 championship races to decide who walks away with the crown. 2 of them already in the books tonight, and 7 more to go. Next week we head to Talladega Superspeedway, then off to Rockingham. Charlotte Motor Speedway will round out round number 2 in the championship run. Who's going to have what it takes to get the job done here tonight at Pocono Raceway and walk away with a chance to continue their championship hopes and dreams? Will it be another former race winner this season, or will we see a surprise victory lane celebration? Driver running right there in that 3rd position. He has yet to go to victory lane. Brian Littleton has yet to go to victory lane. Christopher Spencer yet to go to victory lane. John Wimbish has yet to go to victory lane. A lot of drivers inside of this top 10 have yet to go to victory lane, but right now field all in a very familiar place, all running behind that fast Chevy Camaro piloted by Katie Osmond. There you can see, we'll look at your race leader through turn number 1 and back down the backstretch, the Long Pond straightaway heading towards the tunnel turn. And Osmond liking what he sees. Clear view in front. No real pressure from behind. He'll look to keep that spot, look to continue to pad that laps lead. And Troy Radford able to lead upwards of 20 laps here. Katie Osmond starting to close in on that number. So we're going to have an exchange for the most laps led point here very shortly. If Osmond can lead about another 5 or 6 laps, he will secure that most laps led award, as nobody will be able to surpass those amount of laps because, well, we won't have that many more laps left in the race. And how about this big stack up here? Troy Radford finds himself in a hornet's nest with Craig Learman, Jeff Styles, Dustin Ping, Brian Snare, John Wimbish, all right here. There you can see the 43 of Mitchell Snare still struggling on the outside lane. Once drivers were able to make their way by, they have started to step away. Brian Littleton, Roy Hyde, Travis Smith, Christopher Spencer, all making their way by Mitchell Snare. Now Dustin German able to get by that 43. John Wimbish struggling a little bit in that black and red Texaco Havoline machine, trying to find a way around the 43 of Snare. Not able to do so just yet. Here comes that one of Dustin Ping. He's now going to try his luck on the bottom. Oh, and wow, that looks like a jumbled mess of, yeah, there it is. little bit of a gap back from Steve Baker to get to Brandon Medford. Then another solid gap back from Brandon Medford, about looks to be about 2 seconds back. Or I apologize, looks to be about a second back from Medford is Littleton, then Roy Hyde, Christopher Spencer, Dustin German, Travis Smith, Mitchell Snare, and John Wimbish round out your top 10, but only for the time being, because Dustin Ping, Troy Radford, Jeff Stiles, Craig Learman, Brian Snare, they're all right there, all within striking distance, all within capabilities of grabbing a spot or two. And how about the run here on the bottom? Dustin German gonna look for a spot from Roy Hyde. Ooh, Troy Radford runs into the outside wall. That's gonna leave a mark. My goodness, the Lucky Finn Project 94 of Radford with some trouble. Your Blackhawk Motorsports Award winner has fallen from grace ever since kind of that, I believe it was our third caution of the evening, when Radford brought that Lucky Finn Project Ford Mustang down to pit road. He lost the lead, and ever since then it's kind of been a backward slide for that 94 machine. Looks like the Dirty Air making it a little bit of a struggle on the aero there for that 94, and after pancaking the right side there, you can see the damage definitely around that right rear. We're going to have to be careful of that, see if that becomes a problem a little bit later through on this race. Back up just in front of Troy Radford. There you can see that one of Dustin Ping. He's still sitting behind Mitchell Snare and John Wimbish, going at it for 9th and 10th on the speedway. Drivers in front of them have pretty much sorted things out. That's Christopher Spencer. He's looking for a little bit more. He's going to look for a spot on Roy Hyde. Hyde going to pretty much let him have that one. As it looks like we've got drivers breaking to pit road. Chris Medford going to bring the 84 machine back down pit road here. Medford sitting just on the lead lap. He is definitely going to fall off of the lead lap this time around. Well, race fans, that's going to leave us with just 25 drivers left on the lead lap. We started tonight's race here at Pocono Raceway, the Tricky Triangle, with 33 drivers on your starting grid. We have still got 29 out there on the racetrack with just 25 left on the lead lap. Can Chris Medford somehow keep himself on the lead lap? It is going to be close. He has already been down and away, up to speed, full song for the 84. Can he keep it wound up enough to keep it in front of your race leader, Katie Osmond? And talking about race leader, that gap has went away. We've got a battle for the top spot. Big struggle off of the corner there for Osmond. In the 55 of Steve Baker, going to look to the inside, heading into turn number 3, and caution comes out. Brian Snare involved. Craig Lerman involved. My gosh, let's take a look back, see how it all went down. Oh my gosh. And I don't even know. It looks like something may have broke. Let's look at this one again. You see Lerman down into the corner, Snare into the corner, and it looks like they just come together right there. And nowhere to go. Really? Who was that? Who was that with them? I believe that is the 85. Oh my gosh. Whew. Maybe that was No, that wasn't Tyler Hilton, was it? No. Looking for it. That is the 85. Yes. Who is? Whoever it was. Oh my gosh, and just the hard licks continuing for those drivers. Woo. Hard impacts here. Nonetheless, back at the front of the field, behind the iRacing pace car with your race leader, Katie Osmond will lead the parade of cars down the pit road. I believe we should see the entire field come down. Everybody last down the pit road on lap 24 at the front. Wait to see if we have anybody stay out on track, and it doesn't look like anybody's willing to risk it for the biscuit just yet. 25 laps remain as drivers cross the line. That time by, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be back right after this short commercial break.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
Back track side as the field begins to get double file, heading through turn number 2, the tunnel turn. Or at least I believe that's the tunnel turn. I get a little mixed up. I get a little lost around here. It's a big track. Chris Medford gonna take the race lead through this round of caution pit stops. 7th caution of the evening. That's going to give us our 3rd different lead change amongst 4 different drivers. iRacing pace car ready to make the left-hand turn on the gas. Green flag flies once again here at Pocono Raceway. 23 laps now remaining. And after leading a lap, Chris Medford just pulls to the inside. He's going to let the field by. Now Steve Baker, Dustin German are going to go at it for the top spot. Whoa, in the 83 super sideways. He's going to come back up across the track right in front of Katie Osmond. That's going to stack Osmond up a little bit. Here comes Roy Hyde with a run on the outside. 2-3 wide through the tunnel turn. They figure it out. Whoa, big moment there for Christopher Spencer. The two get sideways through the tunnel turn. Brian Littleton now into a podium spot. He runs in the third position. Teammate Roy Hyde right behind him. Sitting in fourth, Brandon Medford back in fifth. John Wimbish, Christopher Spencer. A trio of non-chase drivers spoiling the show here tonight. Inside the top 10, Mitchell Snare back in ninth. Dustin Ping sitting in 10th with Travis Smith in tow in that Caravan 9 Chevy Camaro. Smith still looking like he is gonna make it into the chase, running where he's at. He's battling with Brian Snare, Dustin Ping, as well as Mitchell Snare. Those three drivers all entangled in a battle with each other, and they're all running right there with each other. 9th, 10th, 11th on the speed. Whoa, big moment there for Spencer back behind Hyde. As we were saying, though, let's check out this battle between these three drivers. All battling with each other for a chance to continue their championship runs, and now they find themselves nose to tail on the speedway. Mitchell Snare, Dustin Ping, Travis Smith going at it the way the points lie right now. Smith would get in, and it would come down to a tiebreaker between Dustin Ping and Brian Snare. Dustin Ping and Mitchell Snare. I apologize. Brian Snare back behind the 8-ball. He is on the outside looking in right now. Other drivers still out there on the track with a chance to make it into the championship. Brian Snare sitting all the way back in the 24th position. So as the laps wind down, he is seeing his chase go out the window here tonight at Pocono. Coming to just 20 laps to go, we'll jump around the racetrack quite a bit here in the closing stages of tonight's race. Back up just a little bit from the battle we were watching. This is the battle just outside of your top 5. There you can see Steve Baker, Dustin German, Brian Littleton, Roy Hyde, Brandon Medford, John Wimbish back there in 6th. Katie Osmond coming back, making a run back at the front of this field. Steve Baker gonna lead some laps here tonight. We forgot to mention that. That's gonna give us our 5th different race leader with four lead changes here tonight. Baker goes to the point for the first time here with 20 laps remaining. Looks like Brian Littleton a little bit out of shape through the corner there. Got it straightened and corrected, heading back down into turn number 3. The 83 of Brandon Medford gonna drop to the bottom of the speedway for just a moment. Katie Osmond gonna fall in line back behind John Wimbish, get a push down the front stretch. These drivers absolutely cooking it down these long straightaways, the longest straightaways on the circuit, and it can show right here, man. I tell you what, upwards of 188 miles an hour heading into a corner. And that is without a restrictor plate, race fans. These guys absolutely moving down these long straightaways here, then make up the tricky triangle. Pocono Raceway right here in Pocono, Pennsylvania. Honeymoon capital of the world. And here you go. Nobody gonna be kissing and hugging after this one. I think we're gonna see some beating and banging going on here very soon, and lap traffic gonna come into play as Dustin German takes the top spot back away. That's gonna give us our 5th different lead change of the night amongst the same amount of drivers. Oh my, things getting good here. 18 laps to go, field nose to tail off of turn number 1. They'll head right up onto a back marker. Long snake of cars going to drop to the bottom of the speedway, make their way around the Wounded Machine. I believe that may be the 11 of Gary Ragland, wounded, hurt out there on the outside, and that did break up this lead pack just a little bit. Believe it or not, even with the pack single file there, catching that back marker, just the dirty air, catching it at the wrong time, did stack the field up just a little bit. Katie Osmond was able to get by John Wimbish. He'll now battle with the 83 of Brandon Medford. Gonna slot back in line behind him, trying to get a better run down into turn number 1. Your top 4 beginning to step away. Battles all over the field, not just here at the front. There you can see we'll stay at the front for the time being, though Roy Hyde still out in front of Brandon Medford. Katie Osmond right there. Big string of cars going down into turn number 2, the tunnel turn. Chris Medford able to make up a position on Tim Woodson. That's going to be a pass for the 21st spot, as now Travis Smith able to get by Mitchell Snare back on lap number 64. So just a handful of laps ago, Smith able to get by Snare. He's since been able to get by Christopher Spencer for the 9th position. He's back behind that one machine of Dustin Ping, now keeping that battle close on who's going to make it in and who isn't. And as they run right now, it does indeed look like Travis Smith will continue his championship run. Dustin German, though, I tell you what, he's one of those drivers on the outside looking in. If he wins here, if he walks away with that race win, that's going to put Brian Snare, Dustin Ping, and Mitchell Snare on the hot seat. And I am not sure who would. It looks like it would be Mitchell Snare, and Brian Snare may possibly be out. Dustin Ping running a few positions in front of Mitchell right now. And with Brian Snare back in the 25th position, we can just go ahead and assume that he's the 3rd driver out of the championship run. So it's between Dustin Ping, Mitchell Snare, Dustin German, Travis Smith on who's going to make it in, who's going to be left on the outside looking in. And right now, Dustin German doing what he's got to do, and that's lead the race here tonight. He's got a half a second advantage over Steve Baker, Brian Littleton, Roy Hyde, Katie Osmond, all nose to tail. How about Brandon Medford, man? After losing that position to Katie Osmond, he has not fallen to the wayside. He is right here, still in tow, still running strong, right there in the 6th position. Woo! Roy Hyde stepping it out in that 00. That time off of turn number 3, coming back down the front stretch and across the line. Katie Osmond looks to the inside, heading down into turn number 1. Looks like Hyde gonna go ahead and let him have it, not put up a fight right now. Older tires could be a problem with some of the handling. Let's not forget about the track temperature that we have seen here tonight. Let's check the weather report here as we are under 15 to go. Track temperature much, much cooler. 90 degrees out here. We've seen track temperature upwards of 110 in happy hour, 107 for qualifying. So indeed, 13-degree swing track. Cooling off, drivers heating up. Roy Hyde down in danger of losing yet another position. Here comes that 83 of Brandon Medford. He'll look to the inside heading into turn number 1. Looks like Hyde's going to go ahead and concede that position as well. Hyde's going to fall back to the 6th spot. Still sitting in that Mission 22 Hard Charger award-winning spot, though, up 22 spots right now. Hyde running in 6th. Dustin German still leads by just about a half a second. Steve Baker, Brian Littleton, Katie Osmond, Brandon Medford now rounds out your top 5. John Wimbish a little bit off pace here, about 0.7 of a second off of that 00. You'll find Dustin Ping, Travis Smith, nose to tail behind him. There you can see that trio of cars making their way off of turn number 3 back towards the front stretch now. More drivers behind them. Christopher Spencer, Mitchell Snare. They're going at it with each other, 10th and 11th on the speedway. After that, not very many more battles to speak of out here on the track. And Travis Smith, he's going to take a spot away from Dustin Ping. Looking to the inside, Smith goes to 8th. Overhead camera shot on board with that Ford Texaco Havoline black and red 56 Ford Mustang piloted by John Wimbish. They'll make their way off of turn 1 back down the Long Pond straightaway. Everybody chasing down your race leader Dustin German right here, right now for the time being. And you know what? We'll start it a little bit early, but why not run down your driver highlights and spotlights as we come to 10 to go this time around. This man at the front of the field needed a good run, and he has got a great run just out in front of him, right in his grasp. Dustin German driving the 99 Ford. Can he put it in victory lane and continue his championship hopes? We'll have to wait and see if that's how it all plays out. Steve Baker sitting back in second after leading a handful of laps here tonight. Baker already locked in to round 2, running well here tonight. He sits in second. Katie Osmond, a little bit of an up and down season here for Osmond. He has been to victory lane 3 times so far, but some of the races that he has not been to victory lane, he has had some troubles here. In the 88, looking to begin a consistent run to the end of the season. Osmond sits in third. We talked to him under caution at one point in time here tonight. Driver sitting inside of that 80 Chevy Camaro, Brian Littleton, sits in fourth. And how about spoiling the show at the front of the field? Knightstown, Indiana's very own Brandon Medford rounds out your top 5. Only driver not a championship contender inside of your top 5. So a big tip of the cap and shout out to a great run for the driver inside of that 83. But he better look fast. The Mission 22 Hard Charger Award winner right now, Roy Hyde, in that 00. He is closing in fast, and Hyde sits in 6th. Well, that's going to do it. That's going to be it for the driver highlights and spotlights. We'll jump around just a little bit. Well, maybe we'll stay right here. Ooh, 45 of Brian Snare causing a little bit of trouble there for the 83 and the 00 of Roy Hyde. They're going to have to make some evasive whoa, and big move there by John Wimbish, I guess. The closing rate a little bit faster than what maybe Wimbish may have had in mind. And now Travis Smith, John Wimbish, Dustin Ping, they all make their way by the battered Brian Snare, the 45 machine. No front clip on that STP Petty Blue machine. And it has definitely seen some better days. The 43 sits off of the lead lap back in the 25th position here. First and only car 1 lap down. Bit of a 2-car breakaway at the front of the field. Dustin German, Steve Baker, they have stepped out to just about a 1.3 second advantage over Katie Osmond, who's got Brian Littleton, Brandon Medford, Roy Hyde now all stacked up with them. Hyde and Medford, latest drivers to switch positions. Tim Woodson, how about that? He's going to break into the top 20 for the first time here tonight. Woodson brings that fast number 40 Century Equipment sponsored Mustang inside the top 20 by getting by Ray Radford back there running in the 47 Toyota Supra. Jumping around the track, still just here to some battles when we can. John Wimbish, Dustin Ping, they're still going at it there. You can see Wimbish kind of sandwiched in between, a little bit closer to the tail end of Travis Smith as they make their way across the stripe. Just 6 laps remaining here at the Tricky Triangle. Gaps in battles beginning to stabilize. We're going to keep our eye on the battle at the front of the field. Gap getting a little bit smaller as Steve Baker slowly closes in on Dustin German. To stay right here with the battle 6th and 7th on the speedway. That is a battle amongst two drivers, that have battled pretty much all race long with each other. John Wimbish, Travis Smith, they have been all over each other pretty much all race long, as last time by, high five, 5 to go for your race leader, Dustin German, as he's got a fast-moving Steve Baker beginning to close in on him. There you can see those two drivers that have stepped away from Katie Osmond. There's Osmond lurking in the background. Should these drivers get to each other, get into each other, driver sitting in the catbird seat, that will be that 88 of Katie Osmond, and now here we go. Dustin German off of turn number 3. Coming across the line, 4 laps to go, but lap traffic will come into play. And if you're Dustin, this is not what you wanted. Catching lap traffic as they race side by side down into turn 1. This is gonna be some big trouble. Baker has the chance. Oh, and late move by the lap car. Gordon Larson Jr. gonna pull to the bottom of the racetrack a little bit late. A little bit late, but still able to make the moves. Dustin German gonna switch back to trying to run that high side, and Steve Baker losing just a little bit of ground, losing a 10th actually so far this lap. Looks like Dustin German focused, ready to go to victory lane. Dustin German, man, been to victory lane one time so far this season. A little bit of a quiet season, really, for Dustin. Pretty much a quiet chase so far, and what a run through turn 1 that time. Oh my gosh, Steve Baker made up a ton of ground there. Cut the lead in half on that corner entry. My God. Oh, and contact. German hits the outside wall. Dustin German, contact, outside wall. Final 3 laps. Steve Baker's right there. Baker right there waiting in the wings. Will Dustin German be able to pilot that machine to victory lane after hitting the outside wall in turn 2 in that Ford Mustang? You can see, oh, and engine expiring. I believe that is the 84 of Chris Medford. Engine expiring. No, that was the 82 of Tyler Hilton. His engine has popped. The day is done for Hilton. Popsicle sticks last time for Dustin German. Here comes Steve Baker looking to the inside in the tunnel turn. Baker gonna make the pass, crossover. Back by the 99 of Dustin German. He hasn't given up yet. Steve Baker with the advantage. They pull even in caution. Caution flag flies. Oh my gosh. Green, white, checkered attempt here to end the night. And what a race at the front between Dustin German and Steve Baker. That will be officially our 6th different lead change of the night amongst 5 different race leaders. Oh my, things just got interesting. You know, normally we would break for a brief commercial break here before coming back with the conclusion of tonight's race, an official green-white checkered attempt. That's right, one and only attempt at a green-white checkered finish. So the next flag after the green flag will bring the field to the end of the race. But what do you do if you are one of these drivers? They were last on the pit road back at lap number 55. They are going to be past that 80 lap point by the time we get back green flag racing. Man, that's about 25 to 26 laps on the tires and fuel. I mean, it is going to be very close for these drivers on fuel, let alone the tires. So is anybody willing to really risk it right here? What does Dustin German do in that 99 machine? I think if you're German, you just got to risk it all right here. You need a great finish. You need possibly a win to make it. You're going to stay out. Looks like the entire field at the front is going to stay out. When do we have our first driver that's feeling lucky? And it doesn't look like anybody thinks they're the Huckleberry out there tonight. Thomas Light, he says he'll dock it up. Heading to pit road for some fresh tires. The 98 of Thomas Light's going to look to improve his position with those 4 fresh tires and fuel. And he's going to have quite a bit of speed advantage here. I'm telling you, we'll keep our eye on that 98 because he is going to be moving through the field in these final 2 laps. Looks like Chris Medford in the 84 machine also came down pit road. Man, I'm telling you what, great racing action all night long, and we are set to see a great finish of tonight's race here at Pocono Raceway, the Pocono 80. And well, we want to give a big shout out to race sponsor here tonight, Dustin Ping, sponsoring the race here tonight, the Next Gen Racing Line Electric Company Xfinity Series on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So Dustin, big time shout out to you for coming on board, sponsoring the race here tonight. Running in the inside the top 10 too as well for that one of Dustin Ping. So sponsoring the race and sponsors showing well here tonight. Ping making a splash. Does anybody else come to pit road this time? No, nobody gonna come to pit road this time to top it off for fuel for any reason. I was wondering if maybe any of those drivers were maybe gonna play some games, maybe risk a pit road penalty, but nope. Looks like the crew chiefs and the drivers comfortable that they've saved enough to get to the end. I can assure you though, there's only 2 drivers in the field that absolutely know they can make it to the end. That's Thomas Light. That's Chris Medford. Both of those drivers came to pit road under what could be the final caution of the night. So 21st and 22nd when we go back. Green flag racing for those two drivers with the fresh tires. 8 cautions for the evening here tonight at Pocono Raceway. And well, man, I never really liked green-white checkered finishes until I was, maybe that driver sitting on third, just wishing I had one more shot at it. That's when I really started to like them. But if you're Steve Baker, if you're Katie, if you're Dustin German, that is not what you wanted to see. You wanted to settle it amongst yourselves. They had a great battle going on between the two of them on, coming to take the white flag. Unfortunately, a caution flag coming out before they could get across the start-finish line. We'll jump on board. Overhead camera shot with the driver that's going to start on the outside lane. Steve Baker, race leader, has elected the inside pace car. Down and away on the gas. Green flag flies. Quick restart here at Pocono. Katie Osmond looks for the bottom. Whoa, big move by Dustin German for the block. That's going to stack them up going into turn 1. Osmond looks back to the bottom. German looks to block. Not going to get there and close the door in time. Way up the track goes the 83. Almost runs Brian Littleton right out of the raceway in turn 1. My gosh, 83 used the bottom all the way to the top. And now Brian Littleton is falling all the way outside of your top 10. Oh my gosh, Steve Baker liking what he sees in his rear view mirror, and that's drivers going at it. Everybody all over each other. Into turn 3, back off onto the front stretch. Steve Baker sees the white flag in the air. It's now official. White flag, final lap. Here tonight at Pocono Raceway, the Tricky Triangle has put on quite a show here tonight in the Next Gen Racing Lighting Electric Company Xfinity Series. Steve Baker with some air to breathe. 7/10 of a second race advantage over Katie Osmond. Brandon Medford back in third. Dustin German runs in fourth. Travis Smith now rounds out your top 5. Big move off of turn number 1. Drivers snaking their way through the field. Dustin German now running in fourth. He's going to drive it deep into the tunnel turn. Slams right into the 9 of Smith. Sends him flying up the track. Smith with a wheelman maneuver. He's going to keep it underneath him and keep it inside of the top 10. Man, oh man, when it comes chase time, looks like drivers willing to do whatever it takes, drive through each other to secure a chance for their championship hopes. Travis Smith, fortunately, was able to save it. He's going to cross the line. Big wreck behind him. Damon Cox going around sideways. Troy Radford caught up. The 9 caught up. The 98's caught up. Oh, my gosh. We got to go back and see what happened here. That's down into turn number 3, 2, 3 wide at times. Travis Smith down into the corner. There's Dustin Ping down in the corner, too. Contact and around drivers go. Oh my gosh. Holy, the 41's flipping down the track. Oh my gosh. Crazy finish to tonight's race. Steve Baker, however, will walk away with the race win. Oh my gosh. What a crazy finish. Oh my gosh. Wow, is pretty much all that can be said right there. My goodness, what a finish to tonight's race. And as Baker comes to celebrate his 5th win of the season, we're going to break for a quick commercial break, get things set up for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. Backtrack sign at the conclusion of tonight's race. There you can see man on screen. Driver walking away with the third and final podium spot here tonight. Tell you what, let's see if we can't dial up and have a few words with the driver that walked away third here tonight, Brandon Medford. It's Dave in the booth. You got me?
I got you, Dave.
Hey man, how you doing? How you feeling?
To finish third here with this group of guys, I'm feeling great.
Well, Brandon, I want to talk about something. Well, I don't guess it's the elephant in the room, but you know, not one of the chase drivers, and you kind of spoiled the show here tonight. How you feeling about that?
You know, that was on my mind all night. I didn't want to wreck anybody. I didn't want to take one of the chase contenders out, but also, you know, I've had a crappy season to say the least, and you know, I wanted to, you know, walk away thinking I had a shot tonight, and I really think I had a third or fourth place car, and but that's where we ended up. So, yeah, I didn't want to mess those guys up. Didn't want to spoil their race, but I wanted to let them know I'm here.
Absolutely. Well, that you did. Yeah, great race all night long, pretty much inside the top 10, pretty much all night long. I don't recall seeing your Ford outside of that top 10. But I want to switch gears a little bit real quick before we let you go. Round two coming up, Talladega, Rockingham, and then Charlotte Motor Speedway. Do you think we're going to see this 83 spoil the show in one of those three races?
You know, I've really struggled in this car all season, but Talladega's anybody's show. Rockingham and Charlotte, those are two tough tracks. So I hope so. I mean, these guys that are sitting in front of me, they're going to be the guys to beat, and Troy and my brother and some of them guys. But I'm going to give it all I got.
All right, Brandon. Well, my man, again, congratulations on a great run here tonight. Walking away with the third position. Before we let you go, you want to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home in Indiana?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for putting on a great broadcast. I want to thank, you know, Dale and Steve and those guys for racing me clean, you know, and everybody else that raced clean. I just put triple monitors in my house. They're not all set up very well, but man, they make a huge difference with seeing around you. But so I want to thank Troy and my Falcon teammates for helping me work on that stuff. Thank my son. Uh, he's a tech guru. He tried to help me out as much as he could. But I also want to, you know, shout out to Zoe's Place here in Greenfield, Indiana, just down the road from us. You know, they're doing the best they can to help a bunch of kids out. A lot of people don't know, but some racers here in iRacing have donated a lot of money to them and to help a great cause. So I want to thank them for that. And then thank Thomas Light with Light Electric and Troy and all the admins, all those guys for putting this great show on every week. It's not easy for them, and they take a lot of time out of their week with their families to make sure we all have, you know, a great series to race in and you know, that we put on a great show. So thank you to everybody.
Absolutely. Well, Brandon, we all appreciate the kind words, and we look forward to trying to catch up with you again before this season's out.
Sounds good, Dave. Thanks.
There you go. Final parting words from the driver walking away in the third place here tonight. Knightstown, Indiana's very own Brandon Medford. Well, that's going to move us right along to the man that walked away tonight in. Well, we'll try to get a better camera shot of him. Well, he's in there somewhere. Driver sitting inside of that 88 machine. That's Katie Osmond. Let's see if we can't dial Katie up here. Let's see if we can't get a quick word in with him. Katie, it's Dave in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I've got you.
Hey, bud. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. I think I made it to the next round, but a little disappointed in the second place finish there.
You say you think you made it to the next round like there was a doubt.
Hey, you know, there's always a doubt.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess if you keep that mentality, you're always on your toes, always working hard. And, well, man, you pretty much ran this entire race besides some pit stops there under caution. Pretty much ran this entire race inside of the top five. How are you feeling about the rest of this season? Looking forward to, well, the big crapshoot of them all next week, Talladega Superspeedway to begin round number 2.
Talladega, not feeling great. Never feeling great when I'm going into there or Daytona. But we'll try and make the best of that, and then move on to whatever track is after that one.
All right. Well, Katie, man, it's been a pleasure watching you race all season long. It's been uh, quite eventful for you at times, to say the least. But here, when it matters the most, those great runs starting to come back for you and your 88 crew. So before we let you go and celebrate tonight, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yep, as always, sponsor Ohio and Indiana Roofing Company, teammates at Blackhawk Motorsports. I think at least 3 of us made it into the next round, hopefully 4. Brian got into some trouble there, with accidents. Thank you to everyone in the league, the admins, and thank you for broadcasting.
All right, Katie. Well, again, man, it's always, excuse me, always a pleasure to catch up with you in these post-race interviews, and we'll see if we can't talk to you again. All right, there you have it. Katie Osmond gonna check out on us, and that's gonna move us right along in our post-race interviews. We're gonna see if we can't now catch in and have a few words with the driver that walked away with the Mission 22 Hard Charger Award inside that double O. Roy Hyde, it's David the Booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, how you doing, bro? Haven't talked to you like since week 1.
Yeah, it's been a uneventful season for me, I guess, just sliding by the skin of my teeth.
Slipping and sliding was what some drivers were doing out there tonight, but it looks like you and the crew had that double O dialed in. Talk us through how you were able to run all the way from, 28th, I believe it was, up to 5th.
Honest, it's just getting into turn 1. I was able to get it to turn a little bit better on the bottom than I think most people were, to avoid those bumps, and I'd get a good drive off of it, and just watching the P's and Q's and not getting caught up in anybody's mess and not putting myself into a position to let somebody make a mess of me.
Well, you brought up make a mess and things like that, so I'm gonna go ahead and mention it to you. You were running right there when kind of some things let loose on that green white checkered. How crazy was it up there near the front on that green white checkered finish?
It's pretty crazy. I mean, there was desperation area. This is a cutoff race, and so guys are a little bit desperate, so they're going to push it harder. But there was some moves that shouldn't have been made. It took out some cars that shouldn't have gotten taken out. But that's all I'm going to say about that one.
All right, well, we won't stir anything up. We'll let you guys take care of that anyway. Roy, a heck of a run here for you tonight, walking away, like I said, with the Mission 22 Hard Charger Award, but more importantly, going to continue your championship run. And we'll see how you fare at Talladega. Do you think you've got anything for the field there?
It's a crapshoot track. I'll be honest. I mean, you get caught up in it so easily there. It's luck of the draw, most of it. So hopefully we'll try to keep our nose clean and work with people and be there at the end to either do donuts or be close to them.
All right, Roy. Well, we do appreciate you hanging out here for a post-race interview for us. So before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home?
All the guys we run with, turn 3, you guys up in the booth, Dirty Air Racing, everybody that supports that, Jags, she helps out a lot with just telling us different stats and making everything arrangement for us, or arranging everything for us whenever it comes to that stuff. And all the admins in the league that take care of everything, that took it off of our plate. And that's just about it.
All right, my man. Well, another good run for you, and we'll try to catch up with you again.
All right, man.
All right, Roy Hyde, the Mission 22 Hard Charger Award winner, walks away from the track with a top 5 here tonight, up 23 positions from where he started tonight's race, and that is going to bring us to your Century Equipment Victory Lane Award winner. That's right, once again, back into Victory Lane. 5th time of the season now. 55, Steve Baker. Man, it's Dave. You got me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, I think you're going to run out of room in your trophy room soon if you keep this up.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have.
I would say so, man. Anyways, walk us through your race here tonight. You led a handful of laps at different times. What was the strategy on that green-white checkered? Was it just to go and block, or was it to go and just try to run away, or what did you and the crew discuss coming to take that restart?
I pretty much just make no mistakes, since we control the restart, try and get out to a little bit of a lead and really just once the tires go on this, it's kind of tough to make a pass outside of the groove. So just make no mistakes, stay in the racing line, and try and come away with it with just 2 laps.
Well, Steve, you're the only driver to walk away so far this year with 5 race wins. With 5 in the bag already, we've got, I do believe it is what, 7 more races left. Do you think you can get a double-digit winning season?
Nah, I don't know about double digit, but we'll definitely go for some more. There's several tracks coming up that are some of my favorites, so looking forward to those. And honestly, man, I thought Dustin German had it tonight. I think we just ended up a little lucky there with the caution dropping when it did, and I think Dustin got a little bit of damage there with 2 or so to go.
All right. Well, Steve, my man, congratulations, as we've said already, with your 5th win of the season, winning tonight's race here at Pocono Raceway. So before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home in the shop?
Yeah, shout out to all the admins here at NEXTGEN. Shout out to you in Turn 3. Everybody on the team, man. Dustin and Chris were out there tonight, so Josh and I got the sweep for round 1, and we'll look to try and do it again in the next few rounds, and hopefully we'll all end up at Atlanta. I'm pretty sure the guys in the chase move on to the next round, so yeah, just shout out to them. Dustin and I worked a lot this week, so shout out to him for all the help in the practices, and look forward to the next one.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations on your race win. Enjoy this one, and we'll see if we can't catch up with you at Talladega.
Thanks, man.
All right, there you have it. Final words from the driver walking into tonight's race as your overall points leader. Gonna leave the racetrack with a little bit more hardware, and he is also going to leave with the points lead once again when things reset for the round number 2 here in this championship run. And talk about championships runs, man, what a crazy run to the end it was here tonight for these Next Gen Racing Light Electric Company Arca Menards. That was last season for these Next Gen Racing Light Electric Company Xfinity Series drivers. There you go. We can spit it out eventually, I promise you. There you can hear it. Producers hitting the music buttons in the background, so it's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results. Here in chase race number 3 for the Next Gen Racing Light Electric Company Xfinity Series, Steve Baker gonna top the charts, walk away with his 5th checkered flag. Katie Osmond gonna finish back in 2nd. 3rd place goes to the 83 of Brandon Medford. Dustin Berman and Roy Hyde round out your top 5. Finishing back in 6th, the 2 of Christopher Spencer, the 1 of Dustin Payne coming home in 7th. Travis Smith piloting the 9 back to an 8th position. 9th spot goes to the 43 of Mitchell Snare. Derek Robinson going to finish the 9th race in the 10th spot. Troy Radford, your Black Hawk Motorsports Pole Award winner, gonna walk away in 11th. 12th place to Eric Blount. John Wimbish gonna finish in 13th. 14th goes to Chris Medford. Doug Wasaki gonna finish back in 5th. And after trouble on the green-white checkered finish, the 80 of Brian Littleton gonna slot home in 16th. 17th tonight goes to the 41 of Matthew McMeekin. Robert Liddell back in 18th. 19th spot goes to Damon Cox. Thomas Light back in 20th. Tim Woodson gonna bring his Century Equipment number 40 home in the 21st spot. 47 of Ray Radford back in 22nd. 23rd to Gordon Larson Jr. 24th, Jeffrey Stiles. Brian Snare gonna finish 25th. 26th to Robert Hetrick. The 28 of Kendall Lebron gonna finish back in 27th. 28th goes to Tyler Hilton. 29th, Craig Laren. Jimmy Hetrick gonna pilot the 48 home in the 30th spot. 31st goes to Justin Walters. Travis Arthur and Gary Ragland round out the finishing order for tonight's race here at Pocono Raceway. That's right. Round 1 now in the bags. Round number 2 coming up right around the corner. Gonna kick things off at the restrictor plate race. King Talladega Super Speedway. Gonna be where all of these drivers put it down. So if you haven't already, join us into that push to 2,000 while you're here, while you're at it. Show these drivers some love. Drop them a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash that bell over there on the right hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here in the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you. And as we wind up the cords, nothing left to say except stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.